Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to Shenplays. Welcome to the wonderful world of Kerbal Space Program, where today we have a mission to tackle a base on Minbase, a surface outpost on Minbase. We have to land a base on Minbase. We have to have it with an antenna, a docking port, and generates power. We need to hold 11 kerbals, and needs to have a research lab. So we've built ourselves a moon base, complete with a cupola, some landing legs, a science lab, some solar panels, and a docking port. You can't really see the docking port, but it's there, trust me. And of course we have our launching mechanism, our small transfer phase, and then we have some ejectable fuel tanks with some putt-putt engines to actually land on Minbase. Hopefully that's enough to get it done. It should be enough. So let's go ahead and load it up with some crew. Who's going to go on this mission? Well, we have lots of people that we've hired from chat. Let's put a pilot in the cupola module, a scientist in the science lab, another scientist in the science lab. There you go. Oh, I swapped them out by accident. Scientist, 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 scientist. Where did he go? Is he dead? Did I just delete a scientist by accident? What in the world? Where did he go? Oh, he's up at the top of the list. There we go. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, let's bring a couple more pilots. A couple engineers. Another engineer. And another pilot. Alright, so the crew for this launch is going to be Hank197, Tobbs3000, Jack Pie, Global Artist, Boss __, Ryman 12, Your Mother on a Stick, Winifred Payne, Ruigi the player, Kinamoto, and oh my goodness, Mas. Yeah, that guy. I don't pretend to be able to pronounce that. Can I do control from here before we launch? No, we can't. Okay, so once we get out to the launch pad, I gotta remember to right-click on this probe head and control from here. Otherwise, the gimbal's gonna be all fucked up. We have 3 control modules on this ship. We have the cupola, that's a control module. We have a probe head inside the science lab right here. We just put a octagonal strut and attached a probe head, and then we used the offset tool to move both of those inside the science module so that be at the exact center of mass for the base, so that when we're landing it'll be easy to control. And then we also have another probe head right there, which is for the launch phase. So once we get out to the launch pad, I need to right click on this probe head and control from here. Alright, and the rest of it is the typical 6 skipper engines surrounding a mainsail in an asparagus design, followed by a poodle and a small fuel tank, and that's it. So let's go. Now, one thing we don't have is lights, and it's very unfortunate. I forgot to add lights to the moon base, so, well, it's going to be dark half the time. We'll try to land it on the equator, so we'll have somewhat of a normal day on Minbase. Scroll through our kerbals here. Let's take a look inside the cupola. Oh, look at this. That looks awesome. What's this say? Left the emergency brake, or left the emergency slide something something in the bottom cabinet. Nice. P.S. I ate all the snacks. What? Oh no. All the snacks. No. A nice picture on the mun. Warning, volatile chemicals inside. Opening may something trigger spontaneous, unplanned something. I can't read that last word. Spontaneous, unplanned something does not sound good. Fuse box. Stop using bits of metal as fuses. You have spares. Okay, I'll believe you this time. All right, this is the cupola. This is like my favorite command module for driving rovers around and stuff. Just the viewing angle is fantastic, and it looks cool too, from inside and outside. But it also weighs a lot, so it's really impractical for most things. Anyway, switch views. Here's the inside of one of our hitchhiker pods. Let's go to the science lab. There's the science lab. Oh, that looks awesome. Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever seen inside the science lab before. What do we got in here? We have aspirator, tools. Can't read that. Servos, parts, something, snacks, science, experiments, tests, and biostorage. What else we got? Tools, circuits, aspirator, air, tubes, test and tubes. Oh, there you go. Test tubes. Neat. I like it. I've never seen inside the science lab before. This is very cool. Oxygen and water. Fun. Oh, there's little notes here. Don't press red button and pick up Jeb. Yes, pick up Jeb. What a great message. What else we got? Avoid the Kraken and milk, eggs, butter, and flour. We have a fucking grocery list inside the science lab. That's fine. Everything's fine. All right, so before we launch, I need to, well, turn off the lander legs. I need to switch to control from the, where is it? Trying to find the command module there. Trying to find the probe head. Should be down here somewhere. Can I, okay, rotate the camera up. There it is. Control from here. Okay, so now the gimbal is correct. This is the normal gimbal. Thank goodness the gimbal is correct. Get our fuel information lined up, and let's launch. This is the Minbase base Alpha, launching in T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, ignition, go. Nice smooth launch. I love the exhaust from underneath the landing pad, the launch pad. It looks awesome, especially when it comes out in all the directions at the same time. When you have when you have more than one control module, like 2 probe heads or a cupola and 2 probe heads like we do here, you got to make sure the right one is being used for the right phase. So to do that, you just right click on it and do control from here. So at the beginning here, we're going to control from the one that's oriented in the normal direction for any rocket. And then once we're in space, we're going to switch over to a different one. And then once we're ready to land on Minbase, we're going to switch over to the last one. You want to hire some more Kerbals? All right, what do we got? Ostrovoid as a scientist. Welcome abroad. The Marshal has already been drafted. Someone else. Osami 100. Welcome abroad. Lave 2009 as another scientist. Okay. Echo Warning as a pilot. Welcome. Odd Howard as an engineer. Welcome. That's a neat little mod. I like that. Alright, let's start our roll. Okay, stage coming up soon-ish. Soon-ish. Are you ready to stage? Are you ready to stage? Are you ready to stage? I don't want to do any more roll until we've staged, because I don't want to have problems with stuff colliding. There we go. Throttle up. Roll over. Now that we've removed that, or released that stage, I think we're okay to go up to thrust to weight 1.7. We're through the thickest part of the atmosphere anyway. Yeah, we're fine. Roll over, please. El Barto Simpsons, you fire me. The hell do you mean, El Barto? Our so-called pilot is not having a good time in the cupola. He doesn't seem like he's going to hold his lunch down very well. That's okay. We have other pilots on board. We can always switch them around. As soon as we get out to space, we can move them around in the from the hitchhiker pods to the cupola if we want. Let's get horizontal. Does that line work with the women? Let's get horizontal. Okay, stage separation coming up soon. There we go. Now we're just on the mainsail. And we'll push our apo up to about 100 or so. Not going to remove the fairing until we pass... Let's wait until 70. Atmosphere starts at about 70K, so we might as well wait until we're technically out of the atmosphere. So there's no collisions with any particles from air. Air. Thanks, Chris. That's not creepy at all. My goodness. The Patriarchy Patrol is at your door, Oatmeal? What are they doing at your door? What do they want? Oh, I can't fire you because you're not on my crew. Oh, I see how it is. I'm okay with that. Consider yourself preemptively fired, then. There we go. Okay, 102 apo, I'll take that. Let's go ahead and get rid of this fairing. Whee! Beautiful. And let's organize an orbit. Pretty good. I'll take it. And we're not really going to need our solar panels until we arrive at Minbase. We have 4,000. We brought a giant battery. So we should be okay, I think. We have this battery, which stores 4,000 electricity. Should be fine. But yeah, you can see our station a little better. Our moon base, I mean. This is the top of the moon base, where we can move our kerbals around. They have a ladder that goes the entire length of the moon base. And we have our lander legs here at the front and also here at the rear. And we have our solar panels near the back. And some satellite dishes near the front. And eventually I want to get some rover bases. In other words, basically the same setup, but with some giant rover wheels so we can drive around on the Mun or drive around on Duna or whatever. But with a similar setup, with some hitchhiker modules, science module, and just a bunch of science equipment, we'll be able to do a whole bunch of experiments and beam the data back home. But for now, we haven't unlocked the big rover wheels yet. We don't have enough science for it. So once we've unlocked the big rover wheels, we'll be able to do something cool like that. Okay, set the max thrust on this thing to, I don't know, 13%, 11%? 11%, that'll work. So the mainsail is going to get us into orbit, hopefully. Let's go ahead and fast forward until it's time for that burn. And we'll start the burn at just about 20 seconds. It's kind of weird seeing the mainsail just putt-putt along, but it's still pushing out 172 thrust, which is pretty poor for a mainsail. So if I were to redo this, I think I would remove this small tank and just use the orange one. We don't need all this fuel. It's excessive. Oh well. Again, I'm of the mindset where I'd rather have more fuel and be a little bit wasteful than not have enough fuel and be stranded somewhere. Okay. 102.5 by 105.5, or 101.5. I'll take it. And now we need to set target. Minimus. Let's go ahead and do our plane fix, because Minimus is on a different plane than us. And is it higher or lower? It's going to be higher. So bring our plane up. Right about there. You'll notice the right place for the plane. You'll know when you're on the right plane when the ascending node and descending node read 0.0 or NAN, not a number. Either one is good. Not a number is a little better than 0.0, but they're both pretty decent. I'm getting very few frames per second right now, so bear with me. I think I need to restart my PC soon. That'll do. Alright. Rotate over, please. A little too far. God, this thing is super freaking long. There's the mun over there. Not our target today. Okay. And it's only a 1 minute 40 second burn. What if we change this a little bit more thrust? 24 seconds. I'll take it. Okay. So let's fast forward until it's time for the burn. And Kerbal Alarm Clock, of course, is going to stop us 30 seconds before the burn. That's why I'm changing my node burn time divided by 2. I'm changing that to be less than 30 seconds, so we'll have time to reorient if we need to before we hit burn. Go. How's everyone doing in the big moon base today? Seems okay. Our two kerbals in the science lab are like bouncing around for some reason. No one else has that trouble. Oh, that's not true. Our cupola module's bouncing around as well. I wonder why the hitchhiker module has no bounce, but the other modules are bouncing around like crazy when we're under thrust. Yeah, science lab's bouncing around. The hitchhiker modules don't seem to bounce at all. I don't know. Weird. Who knows? Alright, almost done with our plane change here. Three, two, one, done. Okay. Okay, we're at 0.0 difference on plane. So the next thing we need to do is burn out towards Minmus. So we'll do that when Minmus is on the horizon. So we're going to do one orbit. Fast forward. Wow, we have a lot of space junk. Just all these satellites and all these other missions that we've done. What is that? Simple Station Lifter Mark 1. Kerbal channel. Oh, okay. Apparently instead of the Discovery channel, we have a Kerbal channel. Alright, I'll take it. We've launched a lot of satellites, because each one is like 100 and something thousand profit, so why not? They're very easy to do. At least the ones around the Kerbin system are easy to do. We haven't had any requests for satellites around other planets yet, but I'm sure we'll get some eventually. Okay, it's on the horizon. I love how you can see the atmosphere here. This is Kerbin's atmosphere, and see how it blocks some of our travel, some of our lines here, our paths. That's how you can tell where the atmosphere is. Anyway, we did set targets. Let's go ahead and say orient towards target, and we'll burn for target until we have an encounter. We'll put thrust at about, I don't know, 50%, something like that. The mainsail thrust is a little bit excessive, but it'll be fine to get us there. Corn porn sat is your favorite? Oh god. Someone requested a corn porn sat. So we have a satellite that just beams corn porn everywhere. I don't even know what corn porn is. Maybe it's like popcorn? I don't know. Anyway, full throttle. And let's zoom out and watch our path. Our orbit will eventually come out until it kisses Minbase. And I'm going to keep an eye on our delta V available. Still have fuel. Yep. I don't know why this delta V on the next stage is changing so much. Oh, because this is our... Right. It doesn't have the final stage delta V. For some reason, the moon base itself is a sub-assembly, and apparently the sub-assemblies do not count towards your vessel's delta V. I'm not sure why, but it doesn't keep track of that on Kerbal Engineer. Maybe it doesn't have access to the sub-assembly parts when it's calculating things. I don't know. Alright, time for a stage change. Goodbye. Now we're on the Poodle engine. Okay. Let's switch over to Minbase by using tab, 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 and tab. There we go. And we're just going to burn very gently until we see something here. Oh, there we go. Almost, almost, and stop. Okay. Now I'm going to switch back to our engine. I'm going to put it at minimum throttle so that we can do some fine-tuned burning here. And keep an eye on our periapsis while we burn very gently. Oh, oh, that is close. 25K, I'll take it. And then we can adjust it from there. Okay, so let's set up a burn here to get orbit. Okay, now it says we have a collision. Well, whatever the case may be, we're not thrusting at the moment, so we'll wait until we get into Minbase's sphere of influence, and then we can adjust things a little bit. Goodbye, Kerbin. We still have 3,000 electricity. We haven't even opened our solar panels because we don't need to. There's just thousands of electricity here. Bye, Kerbin. Alright, it looks like we have a collision now, so we'll have to adjust that once we get closer. That's okay. Hello, Mun. Oh, we're doing a flyby of the Mun. And there's Minbase. Alright, so let's see if we can adjust it out here at our apoapsis. It's probably a good place to do it. So let's add a maneuver here, if you'll let me. Oh, we don't have any electricity. Oh no! Okay, well, extend the solar panels. That's why I can't add a maneuver. So apparently 4,000 electricity only lasts so long. The solar panels are kind of weird. They're sort of physical objects. Like you can see they're clipping here. Sometimes they're considered physical, sometimes they're not considered physical. I don't know what the reasoning is for why they're sometimes physical and sometimes not. I've had them break off by colliding into things, and I've had them not break off like this when colliding. So I don't know what's going on with these. This is why I didn't extend them until now, but whatever. Solar panel's going to do whatever solar panel is going to do. All right, can we please add a maneuver? Please. There. Thank you. Alright, zoom on Minbase again. There we go. Now let's check and see if we can adjust ourselves to actually get some type of decent apo and peri. We're going to do blue, or we're going to do just prograde retrograde. Okay, looks like it's going to be prograde burn just a little bit. Very small prograde burn, okay. 10K, 11K, I'll take it. Look at how tiny this is, just like 1 meter per second. We'll let the battery charge up all the way, and then we'll close these down again. Because we won't want them out when we're landing, that's for damn sure. Even on like minimum thrust, it's still just a couple seconds of burn. That's ridiculous. Alright, they're almost charged. The battery is almost full. Give it a few more seconds. And you won't be able to do this. You won't be able to extend your solar panels if your battery's dead if you don't have any crew. But if you have crew, then you can extend them. If this was just a probe, we'd be dead in the water without our solar panels extended. But since we have crew, it's not a problem. Okay, retract. Retract. And we're just folding them up to avoid collisions with these other parts. And we'll extend them again once we've landed. Okay, SAS on, orient towards the maneuver. Okay, and fast forward, SAS off. Okay, Kerbal alarm clock's going to slow us down. But yeah, the probes, we have 2 probe heads, and the probes are going to constantly be drawing electric power. So we're going to have to open the solar panels until right before we land, and then we close them, and then we land, and then we open them again. Just got to remember to do things in the right order so we don't screw it up and break off the panels. Okay, going to have a very small burn here. Whopping 1.2 meters per second burn to get ourselves a decent periapsis. I'll probably go for like 10K. There you go. 10.5K. I'll take it. Okay, back to the craft, and let's get ourselves solar panels back out again, just for shits and giggles. And let's set up our burn for orbit. I don't know why it's so wobbly, but we'll just leave it like that. 200 LTV, no problem. I'm getting a lot of lag right now. Alright, fast forward. Oh yeah, how long is this burn going to be? It says several minutes. Okay, let's set this at full throttle. Now it says the burn's only 8 seconds. Okay, what if we put it at like half throttle? Okay, that's better. 50% throttle, 17 seconds start the burn. That's better. Fast forward. Entering Minbase sphere of influence soon. Hi, Minbase. Remember me? The ore scanner is the only thing we have orbiting Minbase. Well, and then on the surface we have our driller. I think I showed you the driller. Okay, entering sphere of influence in 5 seconds. 2, 1, entered. line turns blue. Blue! Does it still look good? Are we still good? Are we still good? It looks fine. Looks like we're right on target. Okay. So fast forward until it's time for our maneuver. Look at our ore scanner just orbiting. All casual-like. Just pretending we're not even coming. And then we're here. Okay, retract the panels. And we'll start the burn in, let's see, just about 5 seconds. There we go. Oh, see, they're all happy now. Now that we're finally here, they're like, oh, okay, I take that back. Some of them are happy, and some of them not so happy. She looks terrified. Everyone else around is just excited. They're like, yay, we made it, we made it. We're going to do science on Minbase. And she's like, oh God, what have I done with my life? Why did I choose to do this? Okay. SAS off. We're at 9.5 by 10.5. That should be fine. Then we just have to find a good spot to land. And why don't we land on the sunny side for shits and giggles? Probably somewhere along this area. That looks good. So let's fast forward until we've come somewhat close to it, and we'll just burn retrograde to stop the craft and fall pretty much straight down. And the plan is we're going to use the poodle to stop us from falling, and then we're going to detach the poodle, orient the craft over, extend the lander legs, and then put it down. It sounds complicated, but I think it's going to be fine. Okay. Retrograde, please. You guys ready for this? Oh yeah, they're fucking ready for this. They've been ready for this their whole lives. They just never knew it. We have this nice landing strip. Perfect. Tons of room for error in case we want to land somewhere else on this giant flat area. Throttle up. And we're no longer in orbit. We're now coming into land. She's terrified because she knows who's flying it. Oh, but now she's happy. See? She's happy. Okay. SAS off. And we'll drift down a little bit. Let's see. If we take a look at this map, we'll see when we're supposed to crash. We're going to crash in about 2 minutes. So let's add a maneuver there, so that we'll give ourselves a few seconds to slow the hell down. So let's point our nose, if I can find up. There's up. Okay, we'll point our nose up so that we'll be ready to throttle up at the right time. And fast forward, and we'll let Kerbal alarm clock stop us when it's time. Full throttle. No more maneuver. We're not going very quickly, which is what's really nice about Minbase, is it doesn't really have a lot of pull, so it's really easy to land here. SAS on. Retrograde. You can see our true height is the same as the altimeter. Kerbal Engineer will tell you your actual altitude to the terrain below your craft, which is so useful to have. And when we're over the great flats like this, it's going to be the exact same as the altimeter. If we're over anything that's not at sea level, then it will show you your height over land, instead of your altimeter, which always shows you height over sea level. So we're going to get down to about, let's say, maybe 100 meters. And then we'll rotate over. We'll probably do our burn at maybe 500 meters, something like that. Okay, burn. We're just going to get down until we're not moving at all. Okay, cut it. No, rotate over. Okay, now we're on the right craft. I need to control from here and retrograde. Okay. Landing legs down. There we go. This is why I added another probe head in there, right? Throttle up. And just very gently set it down. Excellent. Now, unfortunately, this other part didn't blow up, so it's blocking the cupola. But I'm not going to hold that against it. So let's turn the SAS off. And we're going to detach these engines and fuel tanks. We barely even used any of the fuel. Fantastic. Open up the solar panels and the communicators. No, not a crew report. Oh, what's this? Process in the lab. Ah, yeah, process that lab. Nice. I've never used the science lab before, so this is all news to me. Go ahead and send that data. So it opens one of our communicators to send the data. Great. We got our solar panels up and running. Oh, did we finish the mission, by the way? We did. There you go. Build a new surface outpost on Minbase. Mission accomplished. So our money is now 2.4 million credits. Nice. Okay, let's hop one of our crew members out. Winifred Payne. You want to do a crew report? EVA report? Great. And a surface sample? Great. Now get back in. Now, can we use the lab to do those? Let's see, start research. What does that even do? I don't know. Winifred, hop back out. Take the data. Let's see if we can travel down to the science lab and put the data in there somehow. How does this work? Store experiments. There you go. So we put our science in there. I'm not sure how that's supposed to work, but there we go. Now if we right-click here, review data. Ah, there we go. Process and research, or process and lab module. Yeah. Process and lab module. Yeah. Nice. Send the data. Oh, this is neat. I've never really used these before. So it's sending the data back to Kerbin. And now we have 548 science. Okay. Oh, there you go. You can see it's processing. It's at 90% of processing that. Very cool. And it's done. Send the data. Fantastic. There you go. It sent the data. Very nice. Alright, well, successful mission was successful. Everyone, I hope they had a good time getting over here, because they're going to be here for a long time. We do have our docking port here, so we can always bring over some more crew, or maybe switch out the crew for someone else, but that's going to be it for them. They've they've done their task. They've done a good job, I must say. Oh, hey, don't freak out, okay? Hey, hey, come on now. Don't freak out. Holy shit. Stop banging your head on the wall. Stop it. Stop it. Kerman, Kerman, calm down. Guy's having a fucking seizure. Anyway, that'll do for now. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed our time together today. We have our first moon base on Minbase, and it's going to make some science for us. That's fantastic. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day.